Welcome to Classical 95.9 WCRI's Conducting Conversations with your host, Mike Mano. 1 hour of music and conversation with notable people in the arts, bringing you the stories of how music has impacted their lives. The show will give a behind-the-scenes look at the guest's background, interests, or special project.
Conducting Conversations is brought to you by Roberts Musical Instruments. From sheet music and brand name instruments to rentals, repairs, lessons, and more. Roberts Musical Instruments is your key to musical success. Call 823-5459. That's 823-5459.
And now here's your host, Mike Mano.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Conducting Conversations, a very special show because we're preparing for St. Patrick's Day. And now the guest I have tonight is the only continuously appearing guest in the 20-year history of Conducting Conversations. This man has been here every year, right from the beginning, and he's only 25 years old. That's the amazing part.
It was amazing to be here as a 5-year-old.
Eddie Dillon is here. Eddie is mostly known as an Irish singer, but he's a guitarist, a songwriter, an entrepreneur. He has appeared all around the world doing great music, and he's one of our favorite guests here on Conducting Conversations. And Eddie, I know that at one point in time you toured with the Clancy Brothers, and so a lot of people remember that name as Irish singers. So a good reason to be here to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, and but we're going to start off with something that's not necessarily an Irish CD that you put out. This is going to be a CD we're talking about today that covers a lot of ground.
It's my new CD just released this past year, and the CD is called All for a Song, and it's really my favorite collection of my own songs that were written. A couple of them were written when I was in college, and a lot of them are recent songs. But the first song is called All for a Song, and it's really about the craft and the life of the songwriter.
And is this like a little bit of your own life in this?
Well, it totally is. And
the
memories you hear in the song actually happened. It's a true story.
All right. You want to get right to it?
Absolutely.
All right. Let's get to this first cut on the new CD.
If I had it to do over, wouldn't change one thing. Don't you believe it? I'd fire up a letter just to let her know and hope she'd read it. Had a heavy heart 100 times, writing all the words in a sacred rhyme. The tide it flows, love it goes, slips through your fingers and nothing shows. Like money and water, like money and water. Tried to make a living any way I could. Don't you believe it? If it had 6 strings made out of wood, you know I'd play it. Played it in New York, up in Boston too. Every single night I sang right through. A fight in the club, a fight with the band, a double book gig, you're on again. It's dawn when you're home, got a job in the day. You wanna make a living, but there's not enough pay. It's all for a song, you just don't care. It's words and music that fill your hair, like money and water. Like money and water. Just like Simon in an old bus station, that's where I've been staying. Got out my guitar just to do some busking, and now I'm praying. Won't you give me $1, give me a dime? I'll play that tune, sir, one more time, hoping that you will feel okay. Listen 1 minute and hear me play Money and Water. Money and water. Banged a lot of nails, played a lot of notes, had a little dream that a song I wrote would hold some water, make a lot of dough. I know better, but I won't let go. To money and water. This is money and water.
Eddie, I mentioned at the top of the show that you were a guitarist, so I want everybody to know you're not just the amazing voice in that recording, but you're actually playing the guitar in the background.
Yep, that's my little fingers and my Taylor guitar, and actually there's 2 guitars in there, and I'm playing both of them. Not at the same time, though.
So you went back and re-recorded.
I did.
And so that's why I wanted to get that out there. It sounds like there's more than just one guitar, because there is.
Yeah, there absolutely is. Yeah.
Wow. See how I figured these things out?
It's simply amazing.
Let's give a little bit of background for anyone that might have missed one of the last 19 years and find out a little bit about your heritage. You come from the Boston area, right?
I grew up in the town of Braintree, but I grew up in an Irish-American family. All my grandparents from Ireland, and they immigrated to the United States to work in the Quincy shipyard and the Quincy quarries. And my father worked in the shipyard, and I, too, had some short engagements at the shipyard. I even got fired from there once, and it's a long story. But, yeah, our neighborhood was about a mile from the shipyard, and we could actually hear the sirens go off when something bad happened.
Was there, you hear about mills used to ring a bell when it was time to go to work and things like that. So you could hear that from where you live?
We could hear the sirens when there was an accident.
Oh.
And about once a year, this is in the 1950s and early 60s, that someone would get seriously hurt or killed from the big cranes that were rolling around and falling from staging. It was
before OSHA was around.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right, so grew up in the Boston area, and you started playing at what age?
I got my first guitar when I was 12.
Okay.
And my parents thought I was going to break it, and they got me a real cheap one, but I kept that guitar for a good 10 years and went on to my Martin guitar and never looked back. And they were very pleased because they loved having me to play songs for them when they had their friends over. And I'd be singing I learned all their sing-along songs, and then my grandfather had written a song that my grandmother would sing, and everybody would cry. And
typical Irish gathering.
Typical Irish, yeah.
Now, is your original guitar in the Smithsonian at this point?
The original guitar is probably buried in some landfill someplace.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
All right. Let's go to the next piece that you have for us off your new CD. But before we do that, some people at home might be interested in how they can get your music more than what they're going to hear tonight. You have a website?
I do, eddiedillon.com, Dillon. And all the songs are available to listen to for free on my website. And you can also purchase the CD. And you can also go to Spotify or all of the
downloading services.
All of them. It's all over the place. But also, I've begun doing videos of all the songs, and I've got 4 of them up right now, and I've used AI and videos of myself to make what I think are really respectable videos of my songs. And I got 1,200 views on Bridget Hart, and I'm very pleased with that. And that was just recently, so it's
Wow.
starting to
You're in
gel
the
for me.
modern age.
It's crazy.
And you put yourself in the video instead of using some good-looking young guy.
Well, I was tempted to do that. In fact, I probably should have.
All right. What's this next piece you have for
This next
us?
song is called Kilmaley. My friend Tommy McGann from the town of Kilmaley in County Clare was a dear friend of mine. He was unfortunately in an accident and passed away. But I have such great memories of him and his family and the town of Dillon in County Clare that after about 10 years of mourning for this fella, I wrote this song, and it's really for him.
Excellent. All right. We'll listen to that, take a short break, and be back with more.
I'm going home, gonna get back there. Stuck on a plane in the air. Mrs. Keene will be waiting for me. Her sitting room, a cup of tea. Dual carriageways, how did they get there? Seems I am lost in my hometown. This roundabout was a field I played in. Now there's just circles all around. Take me back to the place that I love. The green and flowing fields of Kilmaley. With my mother, my father, my sister, all there. The green and flowing fields of Kilmaley. I'll go down to Dillon for the day, hang around at the pier. The cliffs of Moor, surfers on their boards, the rocky hills of Inisheer. Campers in their tents, a session's calling, we'll all go to McGann's for a tune. Soft rain today, there's more tomorrow. We had a sunny day in June. Take me back to the place that I love. The green and flowing fields of Kilmaley. With my mother and father and sister all there. The green and flowing fields of Kilmaley. I remember Bernie at the bridge. He spent the day in a stream. He built a dam to watch water rising. This had always been his dream. So rise, 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 Bernie, rise, man. But keep your wellies high and dry. Take every stone and make your dam, boy. If that that's what it takes for you. Take me back to the place that I love, the green and flowing fields of Kilmaley, with my mother and father and sister all there, the green and flowing fields of Kilmaley. Take me back to the place that I love, the green and flowing fields of Kilmaley, with my mother and father and sister all there, the green and flowing fields of Kilmaley, the green and flowing fields of Kilmaley.
Welcome back to the Eddie Dillon Show, formerly known as Conducting Conversations, but we're celebrating St. Patrick's Day, so Eddie Dillon is here playing some great music that has Irish heritage, shall we say. It won't all be typical, Irish drinking song kind of things, but all music that you have written.
All music that I've written. Yep.
And we're happy to have this new CD being promoted here at WCRI. And one of the things that we want to talk about is the fact that music has always been part of your life, and you get inspiration, I'm guessing, as a writer, as a songwriter, from almost anything, but from relatives and people that you know.
Yeah, I think that the task of any writer or actually any artist really is to take their own personal reality and make it into something that speaks to other people. And it's a form of communication, let's say. And for me, I've always embraced my personal history. My wife tells me I have an astounding memory, but maybe I'm just making it up. I don't really know.
How would she know?
How would she know? Exactly. But I do use and some, we all have painful memories, but we also have such beautiful memories of our families, and I've used all of it to create many songs. I have over 630 songs in my catalog, and
that you've written.
That I've written, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you know that Fats Waller only wrote 400? So see, you're 50% of Fats Waller.
Yeah, but I take one of his against all 600 of mine.
Oh, I don't know about that.
No, I'm just joking, but yeah.
All right. Well, what's this next one you have for us? Track 2 on the CD.
Yeah. So this song is called History, and all of the verses are, again, true representations of my life and things that have happened to us. But I always like to feel that what I'm talking about myself, I'm thinking that you probably did this too. So history is shared for all of us. Everybody's got a future. Everybody's got a past. Everybody's got some history, the kind they wish they did not have. First, I'd like to apologize to all the Girl Scouts that day. I am the one who took all the cookies that your parents hid away. And I confess, Mr. Taylor, I am the one who dammed your stream. Sorry about your cellar too. Well, at least you got it cleaned, 'cause everybody's got a future. Everybody's got a past. Everybody's got some history, the kind they wish they did not have. There I was, on the corner of Arlington and Boylston, hawking the Phoenix, I must say. 25 cents for democracy, gonna save the USA. Somehow I made it through college, yeah. I took a job in sales, shy guy knocking on the door of trepidation. I just wanted to save the whales, 'cause everybody's got a future. Everybody's got a past. Everybody's got some history, the kind they wish they did not have. I knew you at the ball field, at Factory Pond, how we would fish. I remember your astrologer saying, beware of what you wish. You might marry a Pisces, a Sagittarius might do you in. Was born at the end of June, and she taught me mortal sin, yeah. Everybody's got a future. Everybody's got a past. Everybody's got some history that they're lucky just to have. And even my grandmother, with a flask of whiskey by her side. I remember Nora Flanagan, how she taught me Irish pride. She played piano every Sunday. Her words and poems, well, they still ring. She played her tunes with a smile on her face and a brand new song to sing, 'cause everybody's got a future. Everybody's got a past. Everybody's got some history. How they're lucky just to have. Everybody's got some history that they're lucky just to have.
Eddie, if people want to hear your music live and in person, they can do that, particularly if they're in the southern New England area, right? Something coming up. I know that this past weekend you played last night. You played yesterday afternoon. So it's a busy time of year for you, and played this afternoon even.
Yeah, absolutely. And all great fun. Last night we were at the Shepherd Center for Performing Arts in Fairhaven, Massachusetts, and had a great show. We had about 150 people, sold out the audience, which I love. And tomorrow we're doing some private parties. But on Tuesday, on St. Patrick's Day, Aoife, Clancy, and I are going to be performing at noontime in Falmouth on Cape Cod at McGuire's Irish Pub right in downtown Falmouth. So I hope you come down and say hello.
Noontime on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Now, let's expand a little bit on Aoife Clancy.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned at the top of the show that you toured with the Clancy brothers. Aoife is a good friend of this show. She's been on many times, and I've been very fortunate to do some things with her and you. And Aoife is a wonderful talent. She is the daughter of one of the Clancy brothers.
The daughter of Bobby Clancy, one of the Clancy brothers, as you said. And Aoife and I started working together in the early 1990s, and we were a duo for a couple of years. And then she went off to join a band called Cherish the Ladies, touring literally worldwide, and was with Cherish the Ladies for 7 years. And during that time, she had played in symphonies, major presentations, and did a whole bunch of CDs. And then she went back on her own. And one of the highlights for me, anyway, was after that, she was a guest singer for the Boston Pops.
There you go.
And I was at the show. Her mom came over to see the show. It was a wonderful time, and I was so happy for her.
Excellent. All right. Well, we're going to hear some of Aoife's music a little bit later in the program, but we have time for one more of your songs before we go. What's track 5 all about?
Track 5 is another song that features one of my grandmothers. My grandmother's maiden name was Bridget Hart, and she was an Irish immigrant from Galway. And in 1918, when my mother was born, the flu epidemic was really awful at that point. They called it the Spanish flu. And my grandmother died 2 weeks after my mother was born.
Wow.
And it changed the trajectory of our family. And so I always wondered what it would have been like to meet her. So I wrote this song as an honor to my grandmother, Bridget Hart.
All right. We'll give that a listen, and then we'll take another short break and be back with more.
She goes down to the seaside, to Wollaston at noon, walks to the Black River, for the tide is changing soon. She writes her woes there in the sand, watches waves take them afar. Then she speaks to me in dreams at night, the ghost of Bridget Hart. I came here late from Galway, met my husband in Boston town, moved down to the Four River where the shipyard rules the town. Now I find myself in City Square, strolling up to Old Penn's Hill. I look for all the shipyard cranes, but they're not working still. Just a sea of cars, a museum, no ship there to depart. Just a line of long-lost workers, says the ghost of Bridget Hart. I've seen children chasing angels, round the fairy rings they play. I've seen curraghs off the Claddagh as the storm drove up the bay. Shared a cup of tea with loved ones, and we'd cry when they depart. Falling sails off the horizon, says the ghost of Bridget Hart. Been on the random I sang for Paul. I dressed up in disguise. I braved the seas to bear you, fell in love with your blue eyes. Though I wander here without you, never meant our love to part. For it's you, my child, I'm missing, says the ghost of Bridget Hart. She goes down to the seaside, to Wollaston at noon, walks to the Black River, for the tide is changing soon. She writes her woes there in the sand, watches waves take them afar. Then she speaks to me in dreams at night. The ghost of Bridget Hart. I was traveling today from Fenway when I passed through Quincy town. I thought of my grandmother, 'cause she's laid here in this ground. If I could mend her bones, I'd raise her, she could hold me in her arms. Instead I'll meet her in my dreams. The gentle soul of Bridget Hart. Instead I'll meet her in my dreams. Gentle soul of Bridget Hart.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. I'm Mike Mano, very pleased to be sitting with Eddie Dillon and talking about Irish music in general and his heritage with Irish music. Eddie is a guitarist, songwriter, good guy, and extremely good looking. So you have to use your imagination.
A lot of it.
A long way to go. But Eddie has been appearing a very busy weekend for him, and I'm thankful that we have time to get him in here tonight to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. 3 shows in the past 24 hours, and it's not going to stop. You have a couple private gigs tomorrow, Monday, and then an event in Falmouth on Tuesday at noon, right?
Yeah, we're at Lee McGuire's Irish Pub. It's a famous pub in Falmouth, Massachusetts, and we hope to see a lot of people. Well, it's going to be sold out, so please come early.
That's good. You will see a lot of people sold out, just like your event was on Saturday night and Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
And at any rate, it's a popular time of year. We have a couple pieces of music we want to fit in. We did talk about Aoife Clancy earlier in the program. And you have a song that features Aoife. Let's tell us about that.
Sure. Well, Aoife's recorded 3 of my songs, and this song, it was the second song she recorded. It's a song called Love to Do Over, and it's one of my favorite personal ballads, and it's her rendition of this is absolutely spectacular.
Fall out of love, it's a lesson for fools. They don't teach you life in a classroom in school. Just wait one more day before you walk away. You may spend your whole life wishing somehow you stay. If I had your love to do over. I would spend every minute with you. If I had your love to do over, I would spend every minute. Your heart, I would win it. Your life, I'd be in it again. When you wake in your bed, you hold her so tight. Let her know how you feel and do what is right. Words you'll regret are more easy to say than, darling, I love you, I always will stay. If I had your love to do over, I would spend every minute with you. If I had your love to do over, I would spend every minute. Your heart, I would win it. Your life, I'd be in it again. But I'm just a beggar for you, with my heart held open, it's true. Spare me a dime of your love sometime, 'cause I'm just a beggar for you. And if I had your love to do over, I would spend every minute with you. If I had your love to do over, I would spend every minute. Your heart, I would win it. Your life, I'd be in it again. Your life, I'd be in it again.
Eddie, one of the things I wanted to mention is that you are one of my favorite entertainers when we do shows together. It's always fun. And I know you don't do necessarily a lot of private events anymore, but you are available for hire, correct?
I sure am.
And they can find that information on your website?
EddieDillon.com.
There you go. All right. So if you want to have a great time at a party, give Eddie a call, an email, a jingle, however you get to him. Smoke signals are good because he's old. But, no, he's a great entertainer, a great guitarist, great musician, and as I've mentioned several times, the world's nicest guy. So, Eddie, we're going to have time for 2 more songs in this program, but we want to get to your track number 9. Tell us about that.
This is a song for parents, and it's taken from the vantage point of a father wondering what his son is going to come up with next. It's called The Water and the Wind. My child, I've often wondered, how did this all begin? For the apple came from the sun, the soil, the water and the wind. There's a little bit of heaven when I look there in your eyes. Your smiling face is saying you want the reason why. The sun comes up in the morning, the moon comes up at night. These PJs were too big last week and now they're feeling tight. Why does a worm have to get all wet when he wants to catch a fish? I wonder where the sparrows sleep underneath my dinner dish. My child, I've often wondered, how did this all begin? The apple came from the sun, the soil, the water and the wind. Where do the rivers come from? Do they start as a little stream? Did a giant take a bucket of mist and turn it into steam? Do clouds live on forever? Do they fly right around the earth? Are elves on top of mushrooms? Do angels ever burp? My child, I've often wondered, how did this all begin? For the apple came from the sun, the soil, the water and the wind. A sleeping bear's not sleeping, 'cause the cubs stayed out all night. A duckling's always worried when their mothers are out of sight. If my dog wants to lick my face, does it mean I'm feeling sad? If gas is really invisible, why does it smell so bad? My child, I've often wondered, how did this all begin? For the apple came from the sun, the soil, the water and the wind. How do you say chrysanthemum? And isn't easy, but I'll try. In words like Piccadilly, go with ham and cheese on rye. There ought to be a place for popcorn, my most favorite thing to eat. Sometimes I put it in my socks and give my toes a treat. Buttered popcorn in my shoes, extra salt, more butter too. More, please. My child, I've often wondered, how did this all begin? For the apple came from the sun, the soil, the water and the wind. For the apple came from the sun, the soil, the water and the wind.
Eddie, as usual, time flies when we're together listening to great music that you've written and some of the stuff that Aoife Clancy has done. We have one more song from Aoife from her CD, and but I want to thank you so much for coming in and consistently being the guy that comes every year. And as it worked out one year, you were here for my 500th show.
And I wrote a song just for that.
You did. You did. It was
yeah.
pretty amazing.
Yeah. It went number one on the Outhouse.
On the Outhouse circuit. Well, believe it or not, next fall, I'll be doing my 1,000th show. And so it's an amazing run that continues to roll along. I'm very grateful, and hopefully you'll be able to come back and make an appearance on that.
I'm there.
It won't be St. Patrick's Day. It'll be the week after my birthday, so it works out pretty close. So
Holy Toledo.
There we go.
The wheels are churning, Mike. I'm just warning you right now.
All right. Thanks again for coming in. And as I mentioned, we have the one more tune to go. Tell us about this one.
This is another song off of Aoife's Soldiers and Dreams CD, and it's still out there, available. And it's a song called...
Why don't you spell Aoife for everyone, so if they're trying to look it up, they'll know what we're talking about.
That's a very good idea. It's Aoife. Now, I always had a hard time remembering this. So Aoife and I were playing out in Buffalo, and there was an Irish bartender at the Irish pub that we were playing at. And someone was trying to spell Aoife right there at the bar, and we all had a few drinks. And the bartender just turned around, and off the top of his head, he said, "Well, it's really easy to remember how to spell Aoife. It stands for the Association of Irish Free Engineers. So there you have it.
There you go. All right. And this tune is called what?
Summertime is Coming. And you're going to hear on this Joni Madden, who is the premier American flautist in the Irish music world. She has a track on one of the Eagles albums. I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And is a Grammy winner. And Gabe Donahoe produced this. And Bobby Donovan is playing the fiddle. And you have some spectacular, again, I use that word twice now, but I'm not being over the top. This is a great rendition of a song. Listen to it.
Excellent. Hope everyone has a great St. Paddy's Day.
Soon the winter will be over. Time for me to journey homeward. Lay me down in a field of clover. Summertime is coming. Oh, Roche the Vahawaya. Oh, Roche the Vahawaya. Oh, Roche the Vahawaya. Summertime is coming. Ships are sailing on the water, carrying your sons and daughters home again from foreign quarters. Summertime is coming. Oh, Roche the Vahawaya. Oh, Roche the Vahawaya. Oh, Roche the Vahawaya. Summertime is coming. Like the wild geese who did travel to foreign countries to do battle, we return once more triumphant to our homes in Erin. Oh, Roche the Vahawaya. Oh, Roche the Vahawaya. Oh, Roche the Vahawaya. Summertime is coming. Now a new day is dawning for all of Erin's exiled children. We are able and we're willing to build a new tomorrow. Oh, Roche the Vahawaya. Oh, Roche the Vahawaya. Oh, Roche the Vahawaya. And Nisher Haptan Kari. Summertime is coming.
Conducting Conversations was brought to you by Roberts Musical Instruments, using music in the arts to keep your child educated, entertained, and having fun. Roberts Musical Instruments is your key to musical success. Call 823-5459. That's 823-5459.